Bethesda recently announced that they will be launching a monthly town hall that will outline what we can expect to be changed or added to the Elder Scrolls Blades in the upcoming months. If you saw my review, you know that I am not the biggest fan of the game, but to Bethesda's credit, they have continued to improve and refine it. The things that are missing, that I'd like to see, such as lore, books, new locations, and more, are still theoretically on the table. In this video, we will take a look at what Bethesda has to say, and then we will discuss the overall effect of each of the proposed changes. Okay, so here we go. Welcome to the very first Blades Town Hall. In this inaugural monthly edition, we will share new details on what's coming up for the Elder Scrolls Blades. We can't tell you how much we appreciate the abundance of feedback you've given us since early access began. We want you to know that your feedback directly influences how we tweak, revise, and adapt the game to be a smoother experience. We've reduced silver chest timers to 1 hour, rebalanced direct purchase offers, increased gem rewards for daily and weekly jobs, and added support for more devices. All things we've made thanks to your requests so far. But we have even more coming up in future patches. Read on for more details. Looking to the future. We're excited to announce some upcoming changes to Blades, such as adjusting cost of repairing equipment. We hear you loud and clear on this one. Repair costs are too high. We're looking into ways to better balance how much it costs to repair items. Look forward to this change soon. Abyss balance adjustments at higher levels. Many of you have mentioned that the balancing in the Abyss at higher levels isn't quite right, and we're actively adjusting that balance to be a way more fun and fair experience. Fixing job difficulty. We want to make sure that the job difficulty indicators, skulls, more accurately represent difficulty. As of now, the number of skulls doesn't correctly reflect difficulty and can surprise players with their character's untimely death. We're also looking into balancing later game jobs overall. Adjusting enemy difficulty. Some enemies are too high in overall difficulty and are able to perform attacks too quickly against players. This is unintentional, and we are working on adjusting enemy difficulty. We're also working on a big update with more fan-requested changes and updates like jewelry and additional story content. We'll talk more about that update at Bethesda's E3 showcase on June 9th. Okay, let's talk about the 4 main points that they are highlighting in this article. First, the cost of repairing equipment. That is a huge change because as you proceed higher and higher in level, the cost to repair your gear gets astronomically expensive. So much so that I have seen some people unable to progress without having to buy chests. Next, they talk about balancing the Abyss at higher levels. Again, I haven't spent too much time in the Abyss, but I know a lot of players do for grinding purposes, so this is a welcome change for sure. Evidently, players thought it wasn't fair, so for Bethesda to specifically call that out is kind of humorous to me, but still, it's a good change, right? Next, fixing job difficulty. At first, this was something I thought was just related to my character loadout, but I would select a 4-skull difficult level and breeze right through it, while I would also find myself getting killed on 2-skull difficulty jobs. It made no sense, so I am happy to see Bethesda confirm that this was indeed a bug, and that it will be fixed. I would appreciate it if they would add more nuance to the difficulty system though, because even if correct, it doesn't really tell you much. A recommended level number would just be a lot cleaner and more useful in my opinion. Finally, they are adjusting enemy difficulty for some enemies. This was also something I'd noticed. When even with quick weapons like daggers, some enemies can unleash 2 or 3 attacks against the player while you can only attack once. It is definitely not fair and balanced, so I welcome this change as well. Overall, these are good changes. More communication is always good, and I imagine that Blades is getting much closer to dropping the beta tag. While I am not over the moon for this game, I do still jump in at least once a day to play the daily quest, get my free store item, and generally just advance bit by bit. I have found that this approach to the game, such as it is far more sustainable. Lastly, this is essentially the second piece of confirmed news for Bethesda's E3 conference. The only other actually confirmed game being shown off is Doom Eternal. I wonder if Bethesda will announce that the game is being taken out of beta for one, and then also being released for other consoles. I could see a Switch version of Blades in particular getting a release date, if not becoming immediately playable like Fallout Shelter was. Playing Blades with actual analog sticks and buttons would make it a potentially more exciting game, but we will have to see. What do you think about these changes? Are you still playing Blades? Let's discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. maybe click that bell icon. And as always, thank you so much for watching.